Hello, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 list of movies that you can watch right now on Amazon Prime US for the month of August 2018. So let's get started. Number 10, The Act of Killing, a documentary which challenges former Indonesian death squad leaders to reenact their mass killings in whichever cinematic genres they wish, including classic Hollywood crime scenarios and lavish musical numbers. The Act of Killing is one of those shocking documentaries that you almost can't believe the content it is delivering, speaking to these people who have committed atrocious murders. Is just shocking to hear their tales of terror and having them reenacted in these really quirky, unique and visually stylish ways just adds a great juxtaposition to the complete horror that we are hearing. It is truly a tremendous documentary. Number 9, Witness. A young Amish boy is the sole witness to a murder. Policeman John Book goes into hiding in Amish country to protect him until the trial. Directed by Peter Weir and starring Harrison Ford, this is a tremendous movie that I think is universally respected as being a fantastic movie. Yet, nobody seems to talk about it. It's full of terrific performances with a really deep and resonating story, and if you've never heard of Witness, this is a movie that I think you are really going to enjoy. Number 8, The Adventures of BUCKAROO BANZAI in the 8th Dimension. Brain surgeon, rock musician, adventurer BUCKAROO BANZAI is a modern Renaissance man and has made scientific history. Shifting the oscillation overthruster into warp speed, he is the first man to travel to the 8th dimension and come back sane. But when his sworn enemy, the demented Dr. Emilio Lizardo, devises a plot to steal the device and bring an evil army back to destroy Earth, BUCKAROO goes cranium to cranium with the madman in a battle that could spell doom for the universe. Now, if that synopsis sounds a little bit wacky and out there, that is because this movie is extremely wacky and extremely out there. It's been brought back into prominence thanks to Ready Player One, and it is a movie that you really need to experience at least once. It is not something that you may love. Chances are you probably hate it, but if you saw this growing up at the time it came out, it's one of these movies that stuck with you as just being so weird, it's unforgettable. Number 7, Blazing Saddles. In order to ruin a western town, a corrupt politician appoints a black sheriff who prominently becomes his most formidable adversary. I believe Blazing Saddles is Mel Brooks' masterpiece. A lot of people will hold up Young Frankenstein, which is excellent, but Blazing Saddles is the movie I have returned to again and again for its delicious streak of humour, for its breaking the third wall, for doing everything that just shouldn't be done in a movie and yet somehow succeeding. It has slapstick, in-your-face toilet humour, and it is highbrow humour to go with it as well, along with some fantastic performances. It is a movie that I will go back to again and again. Number 6, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. When a small town is invaded by aliens from outer space who are capturing and killing the townspeople, no one takes them seriously. Why? The aliens all look like circus clowns, use weapons that look clown-like and have painted-on smiles. Only a few of the young people in the town realise the danger. A cult movie from the 80s, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, is something that has been predominant in my life the whole time growing up. It is a movie that used to terrify me and still has some garish ideas about it now. It is practical, which adds a good air about it, but they are terrifying. These clowns are truly horrific looking. You've got to wonder about the people that have come up with the idea for this, but kind of marvel at it as well. It is so out there, it is so wacky, it is unforgettable. Number 5, Monkey Shines. When Alan becomes a quadriplegic, he loses all hope for living until he meets Ella, a monkey trained to fetch and carry for him around the house, obeying him in all things. But Ella is part of another experiment, and when she starts responding to Alan's underlying rage and frustration, she has the ability to carry out his master's darkest wishes. Directed by George A. Romero, Monkey Shines is one of these movies that seems to have been forgotten, lost in the ether, and it is one of the best horror movies that I can think of. It is different. It has the monkey who is torturing its owner at one point. It has somebody who's dealing with the fact that they have suddenly become bedridden and are unable to do things from themselves that were so easy at one point. It has more to it than the typical horror movie, while still living up with scares and terror and atmosphere like a good horror should do. Number 4, Escape from Alcatraz. Alcatraz is the most secure prison of its time. It is believed that no one can ever escape from it until 3 daring men make a possible successful attempt in escaping from one of the most infamous prisons in the world. Clint Eastwood stars as the prisoner who is planning an escape from this prison. Patrick McGoohan, in a twist turning from his other career, is the prison warden trying to stop him. He was in The Prisoner himself, a person who was trying to escape from an environment, so it's kind of funny in that effort. But Clint Eastwood is terrific, and the idea of men escaping from the prison, who we get to see their life in prison, is a movie that always kind of captures my imagination. I love how they go about setting up this plan. I think it's ingenious, and although the movie never answers whether they actually did escape from the island or not, it's up to you. And I like to think that they did make it off because I like the characters that much throughout it. I was hoping the best for them. Number 3, Zodiac. A serial killer in the San Francisco Bay Area taunts police with his letters and cryptic messages. We follow the investigation and reporters in this lightly fictionalised account of the true 1970s case as they search for the murder, becoming obsessed with the case. Directed by David Fincher, starring Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo and Jake Gyllenhaal, who gives a fantastic performance as this cartoonist who becomes obsessed with these murders that are happening round about him. The Zodiac killer is taunting everyone with these letters to the police, cryptic messages that he tries to break down. It's a movie that steeps with obsession and how it can overrule your life, how it can dominate everything in it, how the world could fall apart around you, but grasping onto this one idea, this ideal puzzle piece that's going to fix everything, can just totally put the blinkers up for the rest of your life. It's a movie that is stunning to look at. The cinematography is fantastic, and one of the best things about it is the fact that it does not give you an answer. This was an unsolved crime. It gives you breadcrumbs and may lead you to an answer if that's what you're looking for, but it never out and out says anything at all, and I think that's a more damning insight into the movie. The obsession never pays off. Number 2, Angel Heart. Harry Angel has a new case to find a man called Johnny Favourite, except things aren't quite that simple, and Johnny doesn't want to be found. Directed by Alan Parker, starring Robert De Niro and Mickey Rourke, this is a gumshoe movie. A private detective put on a case by Louis Cypher, that is Robert De Niro's character, and Mickey Rourke has to delve into the life of this character, Johnny, and find out just what a terrible person he is. And he starts to discover this man and what the effect he had on the people around about him as he tries to uncover where he has vanished to. It has slightly occult elements to it as well. It's some visually stylish moments, and it is a movie that is absolutely amazing. Number 1, The Monster Squad. Dracula is alive. In fact, he plans to rule the world, and that is why he seeks the help of other legendary monsters. However, a bunch of kids regarded by their peers as losers uncover the devious plan and prepare for a counter-strike. The reason this is my number 1 movie is because I absolutely adore it. I think The Monster Squad is a fantastic movie. It sort of meshes Stand By Me with monsters, with the Universal Monster franchise. We get the group of kids, we get the Losers Club, we have Dracula, Wolfman, we have the Creature, we have Frankenstein, we have the Mummy, all together. And nobody's calling it a cinematic universe. It's just a fun adventure movie. We have this group of characters who are somewhat lovable losers, all extremely interesting. It is steeped in the 80s. The monsters look particularly gnarly. It has some really fun sequences. It has laugh out loud moments, great adventure sequences, some good bouts of horror in it. And I think it's a truly tremendous movie. It's a movie that I have grew up watching, and I am happy whenever I sit down to rewatch it again. It's just so much fun. So there we have it, 10 movies to watch this month on Amazon Prime US. I hope you find something there that you haven't heard of before, something to make your evenings a little bit more palatable. And if there's something I'm missing off my list, let me know in the comment box, or if you found something that you did enjoy, I'd love to hear that as well. And I will see you next month for another top 10. Thanks for watching.